It's the moments you dream of as a little kid. What more as a little girl? It is the finals of the PFF Women's League 2023, brought to you by Coca-Cola Philippines as we come to you from the historic Rizal Memorial Stadium. It is Kaya FC-Iloilo squaring off with, we could say, newcomers here, Manila Digger FC. And it's perfect and fitting to have this big dance over at a great venue. This is Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Ben Furio. And what is running through your head right here? Herstory is gonna happen right here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped, Claro.
Of course, it's gonna be a big one. Kaya FC and Manila Digger. We will dive into the statistics later on as we will move on. But let's take it to the starting lineups of our two squads. Kaya FC Iloilo, the top seed, but we could say they are on paper the favorites, and that's a virtually unchanged lineup, but they got Sara Castañeda inserted now. She did not play in the semis. Who's a player to look out for here?
Oh, I would say Shalakadag for sure. And of course, you have Haley Long to keep the ship steady. And honestly, really interesting how Sara Castañeda will perform, knowing that she hasn't been playing with the national team. So I'd love to see her back playing.
She might be that curveball, as we were saying
Yes.
earlier, as we will jump ship to Manila Digger FC. Newcomers again, but I don't think they were showing any nerves at all. They were just pushing themselves, and they barged into the Final Four, as we'll check it later on with we refer to the player to look out for. And players take it to the pitch in tune to the FIFA Living Football anthem here, and the atmosphere is electric. Did you expect this when you woke up this morning heading into this game?
Well, I was expecting a big crowd. We've pretty much, I think, done a good job hyping it up on social media. So I'm happy.
Bet no better way to say it, as teams now lined up. Manila Digger in sky blue and Kaya FC Iloilo in their iconic black. So there we go. So of course now we have our distinguished guests meeting the players. Of course they are led by Sir Nonong Araneta, someone who has been at the helm for quite some time already here and has just spearheaded the growth of the game, as we are done and dusted, of course, with the guests of honor. And you just feel that excitement in the air already. I'm just running out of words already to describe it, as we have our photo opportunities here. And with Manila Digger again, you were pointing out, Venice, that it is possible that they will be taking the initiative in this game because they were playing overseas in Australia with the core of the team. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's right. So they've been playing in the Women's Football Carnival of Nations in Melbourne. So they've been playing against club representatives from different countries, and they ended their campaign first place. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll match up versus Kaya FC.
So they did get a trophy
They
already.
did.
Will they double their tally already this calendar year in what has been a banner time for them already? And then there's Kaya FC Iloilo, favorites. They have just picked out the finest of finest UAAP stars
Yes, they
who
did.
played from the last decade. And I'm not taking a dig by saying last decade. Medyo bago pa lang yung tong decade nga natin here. So a lot of them are distinguished alumni, as you see Manila Digger all loose in their photos.
Yeah, look at that, Kaya FC. This is basically like a pre-stage national team, you know.
That's right. A lot of them did get to play in the likes of the 2019 Southeast
Yes.
Asian Games, and this was the very stadium where they got to suit up. As we'll try to take a look at the starting 11 of Manila Digger again. So they've got all the big guns out, and who will have to be that player to look out for you, Ben?
Well, for me, of course, Captain Maya Bernal, also former national team player. Um, and then Wiki, what's her number?
But Bernal will definitely have to be one of them, of course, right?
Yes. So for Digger, most of these players are former FAU standouts as well. They have Hope on the subs as well, and then sorry, it's Wiki Alora,
Okay,
as I was mentioning earlier.
okay. So she's listed as number 2 here.
Number
So
two,
that is her
yes.
nickname, of course, because your experience covering the women's football scene, you get to know the ins and outs of these players. You know their nicknames or what they're called at home, which is such a great touch, if I ask you that. Naging personal in a good way, of
Yeah.
course, that these players enter the pitch, they have their name. That's what they carry with them. And what more, no better way to acknowledge them by calling them the right names and with the correct pronunciations. So you were saying earlier, Manila Digger already have that international experience competing in Australia. But let's throw the curveball from Kaya here. So teams
Okay.
all of a sudden might think, oh, si Manila Digger yung favorite, sabi ni Venice to. For Kaya, Coach Let used to be their coach at FEU.
Yeah.
So there, Coach Led is the perfect person to have the scouting report of their players here. And
Oh, yes.
what more, she used to be the coach of these Kaya women's players in the national team. You were
That's right.
saying,
That's
right? The pre-stage Coach Allen era, which just seems like yesterday, if you ask me, of course. So players running through their final huddles already. And would you expect any jitters here from the two teams, given that these are just some of the finest homegrown Filipina players?
Jitters? I don't think so. I think Kaya FC is very, very motivated. They really want that championship trophy. After their semis game, I got the opportunity to talk to Coach Led, and I asked her what she told her team, and she just said, you know what, we didn't get the trophy in the Women's Cup, and we want that trophy now. So I think that's their main motivation this time. With Digger, they're newcomers, you know, eager to prove their names. So we'll see.
I think trophy or not, Digger already have been able to
Oh,
prove
yeah.
themselves, but of course they want more. Only one will head home with the trophy and the gold medal. The other, of course, will have to settle for silver, as we are nearing kickoff already, less than a minute away. Jesus Abogado is the referee. Merlo Albano and Cherry May Bernabe ay ang ating assistant referee. Sila po in charge sa offside. Ang fourth official ay si Jennifer Bruan. Ang referee assessor ay si Merly Acebar, and Christina Ramos is the match commissioner. And while we're at it, pakilagay na lang po sa ating comment section sa Facebook at YouTube your favorite Filipina football player. And they do not have to be playing in this very game. Well, it'll be a big bonus, of course, if you could do that. Let's keep the energy going. Let's keep the fan interaction going. As we see team manager Jing Hamlang, of course, of Kaya FC-Iloilo. Fully dressed up already, and we are off. Manila Digger in their sky blue uniforms are playing from right to left. Kaya FC Iloilo in their black. And let's say we cannot separate these teams because we were looking at it earlier. They played to a goalless draw in the elimination round.
Yep.
And mind you, of course, there would be times where Kaya would be missing the likes of Ina Palacios and Hailey Long, but they did suit up against Manila Digger. But for the case, of course, of Digger, they were missing Faith Pacheco, so I think she could possibly change up this game for both sides. So it will be with Kaya to get the roll of the dice. And what makes this extra fitting, this is the final of the Women's League. And this is the very venue also where the Filipinas picked up the AFF Women's Championship. So it's the stomping grounds, of course, for Philippine football. It's the place to be on your Saturday night. And people, of course, have been able to brave the traffic as this ball went out. It is a goal kick for Aishatu Simpson. And she is one of their foreign players. We have 2 foreign players, I believe, for Manila Digger. Kaya FC, you can say, are all Filipinas. Navaja gets this in the middle. And Castañeda. So it's Kaya with the initiative now. Is this how you expected this game to go?
Well, we'll see. It's just a first
Just 2
barely,
minutes.
barely
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Some bodies colliding in the goalkeeper box. Manila Digger say safety first. And it's back with Palacios, of course. Palacios, a well-rounded keeper from the De La Salle University program. Of course, we did see La Salle play against FEU in the battle for third. The Tamaraos came out victorious. Tried to thread that needle in, no good. Caparida sent it back into the mix. And there's a fall. This will be the first set piece of the match. I believe it was Sara Castañeda who got that for them. It will be in the left wing, we could say. Here, let's take a better look. Definitely had to be a foul, of course. Jesus Abogado did not hesitate at all. So we find ourselves in this situation. Kaya with a free kick on the left. How do you expect this to play out?
Well, they're not short with forward options here.
So that's a lot of attacking options for them. Let's see how they'll deal with it. But that's a great effort from Mea Bernal. Bernal, again, you said one of the experienced players for them in Manila Digger. Manila Digger may be a new team, but they are sure stacked. Once upon a time, it was Kaya FC who had the FEU alumni. And now they have jumped shipped, of course, to the team in Sky Blue.
Yeah, and Mia Bernal was a part of Coach Let's strong backline in the national team before.
So, okay to, nagiging national team scrimmage to. I love it. Fitting in a final with 40-pack grandstand in the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Sent off to safety again. Kaya, we're keeping it in the middle for a moment, but here's a chance now for Manila Digger to unlock on the attack. Looks like that was Hailey Long who took a fall. Marina Palacios there to save it for them. And there was the speedy Analu Amita was there playing alongside Long because Zyrel Beluga was forward. Or it was Beluga rather who took the fall. My bad. I believe Long was up front in that set piece of theirs. There we go. We can say parang may konting gulang dun, no? Both sides just trying to get an advantage over the other as Beluga couldn't find Rodriguez. It was picked up by Bongol. Now in the middle, Hazel Lustan. What a vital cog she was in that semifinal game. They get this pass forward now. Castañeda couldn't reach it. Caparida was there and read it well. And it's a clearance to the approval of the Manila Digger supporters. So with, of course, this game has gone by. It's only 5 minutes. It's been mainly Kaya dictating the initiative, playing from left to right with possession. Manila Digger playing behind the ball on defense. And they're playing from right to left. Let's take a look at the statistics just to show people how stacked these teams are. 12 Kaya players in this season have been able to find the back of the net. And that's 10 for Manila Digger who have been able to score. That has to be a ton of attacking options for both teams, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. And for Kaya alone, they scored 42 goals, only allowed 6. For Digger, they scored 18 goals and allowed 7. So you're looking at um, the second best defensive team and the third best defensive team playing right now.
Now, of course, the numbers here justify why they are playing in the finals. In this case, we can say numbers do not lie. Kaya FC supporters cheering them on with their drums and their air horn. We see Mr. Jason Webb in the stands too. They have a Webb also on the lineup for Kaya FC. Webb, of course. The Webb's a sporting family. Rodriguez negotiating traffic. Castañeda. And Castañeda again has been in and out of this Kaya squad. You knowing Sarah, of course, and she's been a long time member of the national team pool. You think she needs a little warming up, of course?
Yeah, she looks like she's warming up now. A little bit rusty, but you can see the flair that she has. Bringing the ball forward, distributing the ball.
And a gutsy challenge and a late whistle. It was Bebe Lemoran who was decked. She is the skipper. Talk about respect. That's 3 players going for her. It looks like it is a clear foul, of course, warranted. So it's a set piece in the middle for Kaya. Again, there you go. They have their attacking options. Kasama dun si Hailey Long. Whipped in.
Oh!
Came close,
Almost.
but it's not quite for Kaya. Manila Digger escaping by the skin of their teeth. Best chance of the game by far, and that was the first crack taken on goal already.
Long range effort there.
I believe Simpson wasn't able to get her gloves to
Yeah.
it. It was off the crossbar. So it's an outswinger now to resume the momentum for Kaya.
Kaya's just gonna pile up the pressure now.
Someone hitting the deck already. And yes, if Hailey Long hits the deck, I'm
Uh-huh.
sure she was pushed. When we actually got to work with Olivia McDaniel, she did say that Hailey Long would serve as her bodyguards in set pieces. And here now in the middle, in the mix, they give it over to Lemoran. Bebe pa rin, plays it back. Analu and Beluga exchanging touches, but is gifted back now. It's a throw-in for them. Analu Amita, of course, another player from a footballing family. Talk about sibling goals. Her brother Nano Amita plays for Kaya FC in the men's division. So a little back and forth. Kaya did not secure it and they let the ball go out. So just about 10 minutes into this game already, and I think this has been the most hyped up PFF Women's League. And I think one thing we could credit, of course, is the success of the Filipinas competing in the World Cup, the Asian Cup. What do you think about that?
It's great, Claro. I mean, the Filipinas practically inspired the women players here in our country. And after their qualification, we had the Women's Cup, and now we have the Women's League. And I'm pretty sure next year there will be another one. We have sponsors now. We're playing in Rizal, which is huge. So yeah, I mean, just looking back from what it was before. Yes, we were playing in Carmona.
Yes.
But there were no live stream. But now every game is live stream. So that's good for a lot of people who can't go to Carmona.
One thing I also want to add is you have the likes of these players who look up to their idols, no? May mga
Yeah.
sariling idols sila. As Kaya continue to mount the pressure.
Okay. Easy save there. Simpson.
Very calm by Simpson. Beluga. But Digger getting that second ball now over with Kwarshi. She is their leading scorer with 8 goals to her name. And this long ball forward. Will they secure this? There's Analum making it difficult. And there's that probing run from Shella. And it's picked up by Castañeda again. And I'm still not used to seeing the two play together. If it's a national team, okay, but of course, this Camrod gets decked. A hard challenge there, hitting her right
That's
shin.
gonna hurt.
And it was Faith Pacheco who was whistled for that foul. Coach led them on off camera, furious. Dapat yellow card daw yun, ang sabi niya.
Galit na.
Coach let herself a women's national team player too. And she did play in that Southeast Asian Games tournament. As we see that replay of Camrod getting decked. Late challenge, but we can say there was no malice there.
What can you do? You gotta stop Cameron.
You gotta stop Camrod, of course. But I think Pacheco was on the verge of getting a yellow next time she picks up or commits a foul like that. So Holieza will get this ball in. Majority of set pieces have been for Kaya. It's picked up. Manila Digger scrambling now. Navaja. And now they're trying to go on the counter. This ping pongs around. Perfect timing for Haley Long to get back. But a chance now to operate with space. Hazel Lustan hits the Jets and takes it. But Simpson says, hey, I'm here. I'm a tough person to beat.
Immediately, when a Kaya player runs forward, you have 4 or 5 defenders in the box.
So pwede nga natin sabihin, nandun ang disiplina ng Manila Digger defense. And here's Camrod, who appears to be okay. And what I was just saying earlier, as Camrod got fouled, of course, she and Sara Castañeda used to slug it out in the UAP for Ateneo and LaSalle respectively. And here was that play earlier, the shot taken on target. Aisha Simpson, a tough person to beat again. And she used to play her club football for AS Police de Football, as she hails from Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana.
And we have Candida Kwarshi, her compatriot. So we actually have 3 players who hail from Ghana dito sa Manila Digger. There's also Helena Lamptey for them. Kaya secure. Lemoran couldn't connect with her collegiate teammate. Long. And Haley Long with a whopping 80 international appearances already for the national team, as Camrod storms through now. Has one defender to beat. The cutback. A touch inside the box, but it was not enough. The Kaya faithful were anticipating that. And that has to be a frustration foul from Camrod.
And all that while Maya was telling her teammates to calm down.
And here was that lovely attempt and opportunity created.
Ooh.
Looks like Karag was trying to go for the fancy, the back heel, I think.
Back heel.
That would have been a candidate for goal of the season already. But as we stand, a quarter of an hour in, and we still cannot separate these two teams because last August 21, Kaya Iloilo and Manila Digger played to a goalless draw. So Manila Digger, of course, had their complete squad save for Hannah Pacheco. And Kaya did have their national team mainstays in Ina Palacios, Hailey Long, and Cam Rod.
But he didn't have Sarah, no?
They did not have Sarah though, that is right. So it could be Sarah Castañeda and Hannah Pacheco who could be changing this game for them. The squad of Coach Let Dimzon and Coach Timo Orculio. It's now on the further end. Kaya have had the initiative in this one. Simpson gets this. And talk about this. Both teams, we could say, have very credible goalkeepers and makes them very confident. They can say, oh, I can attack, I can get forward because I have Ina behind me. I have Aisha behind me.
That's right. And then Simpson with just her very strong presence. I mean, for the first half of the league, it was Regalado who's been between the sticks, but half the league, when Simpson arrived, it was all her.
So there was a whistle against Quarshi. Mukhang may konting siko. Ayan, may warning na kay Jesus Abogado. And I think that is the final warning already of Quarshi. Now over with Ina. Ina Palacios, of course, has been there, we can say, from the OG days of the national team. And it's great, of course, that she's gotten to see and join the success of the team, whether it be participating in the World Cup or getting to the second round of the Olympic qualifiers.
Yeah, and it's great to see her where she is now. She may not be starting for the national team, but being part of the whole preparation in the World Cup, it's inspiring for not just the local players but for her teammates as well. And
Camrod with a final the other end. Nava just stopped though by the Digger backline. Read well. Great work right from Maya Bernal. She also knows this Kaya team, the ins and outs. Who will secure? This is a dangerous moment for Kaya because they could get caught on the break. Well, here's Bebele Moran. Over to Camrod. Camrod pa rin. So try to replicate that chance created earlier. Going long now.
it's too much on that.
Too much bottom. Ball went out. May goal kick dito para sa Manila Digger.
Camrod's just gonna pepper that right side.
She did similar also against DLSU in the semi-final.
Heartbreaking as it may.
This was the chance earlier before Camrod sent in that cross from the right wing. So it's Rodriguez on the right giving offense for Kaya. It's Navaja on the left. But they've met the same fate or similar fate. They end up getting denied by Aisha Simpson or by the likes of Maya Bernal and Hannah Pacheco. It's a closer look at Christine Julieza. Shella Kadag. Lovely individual footwork. She wasn't on the same page as Camrod. There was the clearance pero may foul tayo rito. This has to be one of the first few fouls going the way of Manila Digger. It is a defensive free kick though. It will be from their defending half. But they'll try to get their offense kick-started here. So just like a brief history lesson, this marks the first time that we've had clubs square off in the finals of the PFF Women's League. Madalas yung mga nakikita natin are the UAAP or collegiate sides. As this time around, it is a set piece that is much closer for Manila. Talk about progress there. Kanina nasa gitna lang yung ball and now it's outside the box. Will this be a chance for Digger to score? Or who knows if they could whip it to the left and to the right. And they could possibly win a set piece in close to the box of
Yeah.
Ina Palacios.
Is it Mia Bernales can take it? Yeah.
Seems like it. One of the technically gifted players of the team, of course. As that defender, she has that license to get forward. And they're keeping other options at the back. And we also see there that Candida Quarshi is just towering above everybody. It is not every day we say, oh, mas matangkad siya kay Hailey Long, oh.
Oh, it's not Mia.
This whipped in.
Oops.
Palacios initially spilled it, but recovered. No opposing Manila Digger player there to clean up the spoils. So Ina kick starts this for them. Jeza Baron up against Castañeda. That battle still ensuing. This ball ping-ponging back and forth. Manila Digger with that FEU and Ghanaian influence. Kaya, we could say, again, that pre-29 or that pre-COVID national team pool. So despite the physicalities and the things you see there, all of these players are friends off the pitch, right?
For sure.
O kahit off camera. Don't be surprised you see them hanging out after the game, eating together, having a good chat. As Castañeda was decked hard by Pacheco.
Now she gets a yellow.
I think that's what we were talking about earlier. Kanina wala bang yellow card,
Warning lang.
but warning lang. The Navaja Castañeda connection, running it back. It's great to see, of course, that Kaya FC are investing in women's football. And that partnership of Castañeda and Navaja did not end in the UAAP. Of course, Kaya recognizing talent. We would see the likes of Jing Hamlang and Paul Tolentino, members of management, watching other games. Naghahanap na ng bagong players. I'm not surprised. So that will have to be another shot on target for them. But Simpson, again, a tough person to beat. Manila Digger, one of the top defenses in this tournament. Digger and Kaya were able to weather that 10-team elimination round or group stage. As here's a chance now on the counter. Kaya faithful were asking for offside, but it was eventually picked up by Ina. Hailey Long. Hailey Long, of course, grew up in the United States, but is Filipino. And she is, of course, a captain of the Filipinas. She did settle down in the Philippines years ago, of course, while playing for the national team and for Kaya.
Right, I have so much respect for doing that.
It's not every day, of course, you see that happen. Players, just willing to uproot yourselves from where you grew up and live in a whole different country.
Yeah, and with Hailey's caliber, for sure, she can find a club to play for abroad, but she chose to stay here.
Chose to stay here, of course, and in the fold with Kaya FC. Now they want to bring home that trophy. Pacheco kept it in. I think there's a little extra motion right there. Was that Julieza? There's Beluga saying there was a push. Let's try to take a look. Let's see if we could get another one.
And not on frame, but Mia is reminding her teammates to calm down. So is that...
And
red.
what a twist right here.
Wow.
25 minutes and we have our plot twist. You cannot write a crazier script.
That's very costly.
So, Hannah Pacheco in the 25th minute received yellow card number 2. So Manila Digger will have to play this game with just 10. And we are only 25% into this game. I think there is that extra motion there that was enough to convince our referee that that was not, of course, part of play. And here's another look, Ben.
Yeah, it's more.
There's the shove, Julieza.
I mean, you can see the experience of the Kaya FC players here, just keeping a calm head throughout the game. While you can see how some of the Manila Digger players slowly crumbling, and you have Mia Bernal again motioning her teammates to relax.
So let's put it this way. Maya Bernal will now have to do the job of two people because Hannah Pacheco is not around because of this incident that warranted her second yellow of the evening. And again, at the end of the day, all these players are friends with one another. But first things first, they want to get that trophy. So close to the 30th minute already of this game, we can say both teams have been able to somewhat dictate the ebb and flow of this game. And then we saw Hannah Pacheco get her red,
Yeah,
unfortunately, for Manila Digger. But what will have to be your assessment so far?
Well, like what Manila Digger did during the semis, they'll have to really capitalize on their counters. As you've seen, Kaya FC has been really peppering them with attempts up front. And now here's Camrod again.
Playing narrow. Try to knock it to open space with hopes of Shalakada getting it. When it was overcooked, goal kick daw ang tawag ng ating assistant referee. And we can say that Simpson has been the busier keeper. Ina Palacios was called up much less in this first 30 minutes or so. And let's see, Kaya tried to just grab the initiative further by the horns, given that Manila Digger are down to 10 players. Gotta talk about luck also here. How often do players get red cards, right? Tapos sa finals pa. Pacheco again did not suit up in the elimination round game of these two teams where they battled to a goalless draw. So we were saying she could have been that game changer for them. Now who will it be? So it'll stop and start from this game. Kaya's offense getting contained. Camrod and Julieza combining. And that was great communication between Caparida and Simpson. Of course, with you following the women's game for a very long time, would this have to be the first season that we have foreign players in the women's league?
Yes, I think so, yes.
So that's another landmark for this season. Manila Digger with Ghanaian talent again, with at least 3 players in their roster. And then you add, of course, their core players who hail from the likes of FEU. Julieza, the loose touch. And it goes back to the team in sky blue. There was Karen Alora, who did enough to change it up. This ball in the mix, Lemoran. Kadag to Castañeda. Castañeda assessing her options. Julieza, but kicks this initially. This one goes out, but some promising play there from Kaya FC-Iloilo. So we just recapped the Golden Boot race. We currently have a tie. Isabela Bandoja of Tuloy FC and Laika Teves of the LSU are in joint first place with 19 goals apiece. In second, we have Inday Tolintin with 15, and then there is Shela Kadag with 10. So in this top three, Kadag is the only active player left. We did see Teves and Tolintin square off earlier between DLSU and FEU.
And aside from her goal scoring prowess, Claro, Kadag also has, I think, 8 assists.
Of course, Kadag is one of those motors in the midfield of Kaya in the squad of Coach Let Dimson. So that's double the trouble, of course.
Yeah.
She can not only find the back of net, but can set up teammates. As Palacios intercepted that cross from Alora. So we can say, unfortunately or fortunately, we will need to have a winner in this game as it is a final. Should Kaya and Manila Digger play again to a draw, this match will head to extra time. That will be 2 15-minute halves. And if we still cannot separate them, we will have a penalty shootout. I was about to say dreaded, but depends from whose perspective. Parang nasa stress ka na just from hearing penalty shootout.
No.
So we have a player down again for Manila. She appears to be a little winded. And it is Jeza Baron. You do not want to lose another defender prematurely in this game.
It's a long night for them, Claro.
A long night, only 30 minutes done and dusted in this game. At may isa pang oras tayo rito. And for those who just tuned in, Hannah Pacheco received 2 yellow cards and was sent off this match. Kaya, we could say, prevailing in the mind games initially. So it's up to them now to find the back of the net. But if you are a Digger, you would like to make amends. Kailangan nyo bumawi, syempre.
Nice pass.
Kaya getting the rhythm now. Lemoran. You just see how her approach to the game has changed over the years. Back in her collegiate days, you'd see that she'd mainly rely on her speed, but now she's got that extra vision.
Yeah, and Coach Let has trusted her with the captain's armband.
And definitely no surprise. As a captain, of course, some lead by example. Some, of course, are the vocal type who command the respect of everybody else. Camrod dueling now with Lamptey. Lustan, lovely footwork. Lemoran is bounced off Quarshi. This ball now played over the top and it's a foot race.
There you go.
Analu. I thought she was going to get dispossessed for a moment. But Amitas are technically gifted, of course. That applies to their whole family. Analu, a long-time member of the team, even before Kaya transitioned to the 11-a-side competition. They were playing in the Sevens Football League, which would take place in McKinley Hill. As there's this through ball now. Madir Simpson to kill any hopes of a Kaya attack. And when we talk about Manila Digger, I believe they did take a similar pathway. They also compete in the Sevens Football League.
Yes, they did. I think for this ongoing season, they're also a part of it. But they did the last season.
Of course, the Sevens has proven to be a pathway also, not just for teams to slowly transition to the 11-a-side game, but players have been getting scouted there also, of course. Beluga now playing the center back role. In the Women's Cup, she was playing fullback. Long to Amita, trying to play Navaja. But it looks like that was denied by Cruz. Cruz playing on the other end for them at right back. So for the moment, mukhang naka-back three ang Manila Digger FC. That's just three defenders as Castañeda got to dance around them. Couldn't find Rodriguez. And that was sent
Bernal
out.
again. Look at her.
And this could just be one of those games where Bernal can exit and say she played the game of her life. Because they are down to 10 players. The Julieza forward ball denied. But any hopes of keeping the fire alive for Kaya were denied. Lustan initially tried to get that chugging for them. So 36 minutes already, 9 minutes until we get additional time. We are still unable to separate the two teams.
Yeah, I would think Kaya would up the tempo, but they seem to be taking their sweet time now.
Objectively speaking, we did think that Pacheco card would be the game changer here.
Yeah.
And would see Kaya take the early 1-0 lead. But time will tell again. As here's a chance now, breaking free. Kadag nasa kaliwa takes it. But it is shy off the back post. Close but not quite. That will have to be one of the best chances in this game already. And mind you, Kaya did hit the woodwork in the early stages of the game. Close but not quite. Sayang ang pwede natin sabihin dito para sa Kaya FC-Iloilo. Manila Digger, though, have that experience should this game go the distance. I think that is where they have the advantage. Manila Digger have had success in extra time and sealing it in penalties. Things not so pleasant for Kaya, though, in penalty shootouts. Kaya did fall to the University of the Philippines in the Women's Cup. And yes, that did go to a penalty shootout already.
Yeah, for Kaya, I think it's very important for them to get an early goal. Just like you said, they don't do well when it comes to penalties.
History or herstory not on their side, but number one, they can take it again with an early goal, or number two, of course, they can trust that they learned from that experience. But again, record's not really favoring them. Lemoran over the further end. Camrod switched wings now with Navaja. So that's a common thing you see. And I think this is it here when we talk about it. Manila Digger having to work double time. But it's a loose touch and cleared off. They will have to absorb pressure. And Kai, of course, can just continue to dictate play. So Bernal was on the same page again as Simpson. I actually think Simpson wanted to play that long already, but had to pick it up because of Navaja's presence. Came off of Alora. Amita, not on the same page as Camrod, though. Not often you see that, especially they've been teammates for quite some time already. But it is those unforced errors that can hurt you, of course. You yield possession to your opponents, and what more, they could possibly take advantage of that spell. And here's this ball now taking a couple of bounces. Camrod up against Cruz. And this is a set piece for Kaya. You like what you are seeing. If you were Manila Digger, you're trusting the process and using your stingy defense. They've done it again, or they've done it already in this game, in this league. Of course, they could do it again. Of course, they could do it again and repeat the feat. So bodies there deep in the goalkeeper box. But here's his scramble. We've definitely seen some better corner kicks. But what more? Kayak still came close to capitalizing, throwing their bodies forward. Again, it is the PFF Women's League 2023 that is sponsored by Coca-Cola Philippines. We have Kaya FC in their all-black uniforms, Manila Digger in sky blue. It's a winner-take-all match. Nasa finals na po tayo. It's the moments you live for, the moments you dream for, lifting up a trophy. And there was one thing I was mentioning earlier. All of these women, of course, look up to certain athletes here and there. And what more now, sila yung mga idol na mga bata growing up. I've gotten to hear people say that Hailey Long na yung idol nila, or Ina Palacios, you name them. Si Hannah Pacheco, all those players now, they're the ones serving as role models. And I think it's great for the development and growth of the game overall, especially for women's football.
Yeah, that's right. And for our national team players like Hailey and Ina, they said it many times, they want to be relatable. They want to feel that the local players can, be a representative for the Philippines and play for the flag. And I guess that's the reason why Hailey stayed as well.
Hailey, of course, embracing the culture too. Kaya trying to secure, Manila Digger trying to pounce. Lecera came close to winning it though. Kadag is in the middle. Got it to Camrod now. The Kaya crowd in anticipation, and she takes a fall. It's at the edge of the box.
Let's see.
And Rosana Cruz was booked. Third yellow already for Manila Digger. Here's the play. What do you think about that play?
They need to be smarter.
Some people may be questioning also, di naman siya nawakan o ganun. When you're in full speed, just the slightest nudge can already throw you off guard.
That's right.
What
Is that
more?
Sarah?
That is Sarah, yes, and Bebele Moran stepping up to the plate. Pick your poison for Simpson as Castañeda
Sails over.
got that over the bar. Sarah Castañeda, of course, the sister of Anika. Anika, as of late, has been more active with the national team. Anika, the lone homegrown player for the Filipinas in the FIFA World Cup, wherein the Philippines, of course, just participated a few months back. We anticipate Simpson's goal kick now for Manila, who secures the second ball as Bebele Moran got the third. Thought about playing it quick. So both teams, don't you think, would like to do some damage control? At least they'd like to enter the game 0-0. Kadag, great composure to stay with the ball for a while. Julieza. I was just about to say that's the luxury of having Ina Palacios at the back. Number one, of course, that's definitely correct. But Manila Digger have a very solid keeper again in Aisha Simpson. So we still cannot separate these teams. Rodriguez to Castañeda. And there you go. 3 more minutes. That could carve out a chance or two. But it is cheaply given away. That's what we were talking about earlier, Ben. The unforced errors can just hurt you. Three minutes. What would you like to think here for both teams? What do you say? Kapit lang?
Kapit lang. But a little let down with how Kaya is doing now. I would, after what happened with Pacheco, I would expect them to capitalize on that.
But I'd like to think the longer this goes, again, it will favor Manila.
I'd agree. And they need to be careful with Karen Alora. She likes to sneak up behind.
And if she just gets that quick first step, it could be different as it was tipped
Oh,
over
nice
the bar
save.
by Simpson.
Nice save.
My goodness. Brilliant ball control, but even greater goalkeeping. But unfortunately, Jeza Baron got hurt in that play. So Baron still down. But what a rocket that we witnessed. I'd like to get a better look at that again.
Let's get a replay. No stun again, long range. That's her second for the night. Wow.
Great reflexes also from Simpson. So pictured again is Jeza Baron, who is down. So you are gonna hear this right. Manila Digger will have to play with 9 players temporarily. Permanent yung 10. As they unfortunately lost Pacheco already due to 2 yellow cards. So if you're Kaya, you'd like to pounce already here. Manila Digger continuing to frustrate them with their defense. The in-swinger going for the near post.
Nice.
Simpson again just towering above everybody else. And it looks like that eventually became a foul in her favor. Simpson and Lamptey. We saw Lamptey asking for that earlier. The long ball. Julieza to Navaja. Navaja capable of playing in the center and on the wing. Cleared off. And that's a great sight to see. Jeza Baron is back. Lecera. But was clearly outnumbered. Haley Long. Some shaky moments there. Kaya getting up slowly but surely. Amita. Baron. But it was poked away now. And they'll try to hit the Jets and break down the opposing defense. Castañeda now playing wide. Sarah sends it in. Taking a bounce in front of goalmouth. But that's not enough to carve a chance. And that is our first 45 minutes done and dusted right here. What will have to be your initial impressions, Ben?
Kaya won't be happy with that scoreline, to be honest. They need to be cleaner. They need to do better in the second half. They need to step on the gas, if you will.
Manila Digger, though, are frustrating them with their stingy defense, anchored
Right.
again by the likes of Maya Bernal and Aisha Simpson, ang kanilang goalkeeper. As we have the highlights to keep you company in halftime of the PFF Women's League 2023 finals. Stay tuned, everybody, and we'll catch you in a bit. close to finishing our halftime break dito po sa ating PFF Women's League 2023 final between Kaya FC Iloilo and Manila Digger FC. Manila Digger are holding on despite being down to 10 players as they unfortunately saw Hannah Pacheco receive the marching orders from referee Jesus Abogado after picking up a pair of yellow cards in the first 25 minutes of the half. And yes, you heard that correct, as Kaya right now have had the initiative of this game. And what do you think so far with the way they've been attacking Venice?
For Kaya,
Yeah.
I think they're just being very careful. Like I mentioned earlier, I was expecting for them to be more aggressive after the Pacheco incident, but I think they're just being very careful. And after this halftime break, I'm sure Coach Let just reminded them to do the best they can to get the first goal.
Do you think that was a fiery Coach Let in halftime? Or even a fiery Coach Timo? What would your guess? Your guess is as good as mine, right? We're free to guess here what happened o ano nangyari sa locker room.
Well, I'm
Right.
sure Coach Let wasn't very happy.
Of course, throughout her career, we have seen a fiery Coach
Oh,
Let. So let's see how Manila Digger will get those pieces together, as they, of course, have been excellent on defense and frustrating Kaya, as that just led to another miscue. So Manila Digger so far so good, and we were emphasizing, of course, this is the beauty of a final match. We will head to extra time if we are still level. If we are still level after extra time, we will have the dreaded penalty shootout.
No.
Dreaded penalty shootout for you, for Kaya fans, and Manila Digger fans, of course. Siguro okay para sa mga neutral fans who are enjoying the game. As Castañeda gets whistled and was looking to hound one of the Manila Digger defenders. That was player number 15 from the looks of it. Oh, sorry, check that. I'll have to get a closer look. Well, it was Caparida, I beg your pardon. So again, we look at the statistics of the two teams. We had a triple tie for first, second, and third. And do you mind telling us about that logjam we had dun sa ating eliminations?
Yeah, it was a triple tie. So we had Kaya, followed by Digger and DLSU. So it's pretty even. And with Manila Digger here now, they just really need to hold on. Kapit lang.
And how many wins, draws, and losses did they get again?
Oh, it's 7-1-1.
7-1-1. So the lone, that happened to be the lone draw of Kaya and Manila Digger in this game.
That's right.
And here comes Shella Kadag. Stepped on the brakes for a moment!
Oh,
But
good
there was
save.
another save there by Simpson. Looks like she got her angles sorted out. Simpson has been a busy woman in this game for them. Simpson again, one of three Ghanaians in this stacked Manila squad. And do you mind assessing, of course, how their offense and defense, respective offenses and defenses have been for the two teams statistically?
But for Manila Digger, like I mentioned earlier, Karen Alora, who's on top now, and Quarshi. So Haley and Beluga would need to be very careful, because Karen or Wiki Alora could be very sneaky and play decoy while, Quarshi does her thing.
So Haley Long will have to extract every ounce of experience picked up in the FIFA World Cup, and we could say putting it to good use, squaring off with all of these players. From that alone, she is raising the bar of Philippine football. And the same can be said about Ina Palacios.
That's right. And like you mentioned earlier, Claro, no? So we said 42 goals scored by Kaya FC with Digger just 28. It's like almost half, right? So offensively, Manila Digger isn't as aggressive, if you will, as Kaya. But they're, like I mentioned again, very sneaky, you know? Same way when they played versus FEU in the semis. FEU had most shots on target. And they're really just looking to counter, which they're very good at.
Because in the semifinals, FEU again in Digger, right? Played to a 4-3 result in penalties. Yeah. When that went the way of Manila Digger. And they would love to win it that way, of course, given how things have gone in this game. Camrod got past one, whips in the cross. Couldn't find the likes of Kadag and Castañeda. Amita. But it was denied well by the back line. Fantastic from Maya Bernal again, having to work double time. And she is pumped in this game and hyped up. You love that. Positive energy. Camrod, the flick to Analu. Patient football now. Kaya will have to be careful. They are exposed at the back.
That's what I was saying earlier.
And again, you have the likes of Candida Quarchi just lurking, being sneaky. And it's on the further end. Elna Bongol. Bongol, again, one of the many players from FEU. That makes up the core of this team. And here comes Castañeda. The low cross. Shalakadag! Denied! We still cannot separate these teams despite their halftime adjustments. Just 5 minutes in, Navaja. And it's not often you say that. There's Aisha Simpson saving it with her shins. Great run here, triggered by Castañeda. Even better defense from the makeshift Manila Digger backline, we could say.
Yeah, they have 4 players at the back now.
So mukhang nag-adjust sila. So they are just leaving one player up front playing striker. And they also put Candida Quarchi at center mid now, given her superior technical ability. So let's put it this way, of course. A lot of these players have been able to play for the women's national team, the Filipinas. And this is actually the proving ground for players to get called up. As this is cleared well by Caparida. What a force she has been in this game. So isn't that right, of course? This is a chance for players to, of course, hone their talent. And with great play, you could possibly get called up to the Filipinas and play alongside yung mga ate, di ba?
Oh yeah, for sure. We have promising youth players like with Kaya FC. You have Soto listed as a sub, who I believe plays for our youth teams. So, and who else? I think that's Soto for the youth.
But when we refer to Kaya, a lot of their players go through the youth ranks.
Yep.
So we do see them. We saw them over the course of this competition flex the depth of their bench, and it's fantastic that they are giving those young girls to play here and there. And I wouldn't be surprised kung may mga moments na sa starstruck sila. Uy, kakampi ko to, si Camrod, Ina, Haley. And then you're playing against such talented players that you see here in FEU themselves, who are top collegiate or former top collegiate players.
Yes, that's right. And also with speaking of like youth, right?
Yes.
Si Ina, the first time I saw her play, she was I think 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it gives me goosebumps when I see her play for the national team.
Same, I will have to admit, because when Ina started out her youth national team career, share ko lang, she was actually teammates with my older cousins when they were playing back in the day. As Camrod tries to negotiate.
Relentless. Okay.
And that is a penalty. Camrod got past one, made it two. And we have a chance here on a silver platter. Nothing else Manila Digger could do. Nagre-reklamo sila dito sa ating referee. Nahingi ng review. Pero pasensya na. Wala tayong VAR. Should there be anything to question, first we have the replay, but this is not VAR technology. But the referee has the luxury of consulting, of course. They are a team of 4. Here's what went on. That's tough.
Yeah.
We can also say Cameron used her veteran wits there to get past 2 players.
It's experience.
As she steps up to the plate now, we said again when this match started, these are moments you live for, moments you dream of. As a young athlete, as a little girl, a penalty to get you in the driver's seat of this game and get 1 foot on the trophy.
Cameron has done this many times.
So it will be her experience now tested against Aisha Simpson. The referee blows his whistle now. Camera takes her time. Camera denied though at the bottom corner. I believe Simpson got a piece of it. The Manila Digger side of the Rizal Memorial Grandstand in a frenzy, as if they have scored on their end. But that was a penalty stop. But Kaya are keeping that pressure up. They win a free kick on the right wing.
Did you sense a bit of hesitation from Canrod when she took that?
You can debate, at least for me, that hesitation is when you stop.
Yeah.
But at the same time, pwede mo sabihin, yun yung mga mind games there.
Let's see
Camera
that.
took a pause. I can say personally there was no hesitation, but I think we've seen smoother penalty kicks from her. But Aisha Simpson, of course, with fantastic reflexes. So gone already are the Manila Digger pleads for a review. So may signal lang VARs, pero sorry, wala pa tayong VAR ngayon. This football game will be played the old-fashioned way, of course, how we all grew up. The drums banging here as they continue to cheer on Kaya. Manila Digger also bringing their faithful. Members of the football community have flocked to the Rizal Memorial Stadium to spend their Saturday night. It's the PFF Women's League 2023. As Lemoran dropped one person who appeared to hobble herself in the process. So play will be stopped first to check on the player who is down.
It's Baron again.
You have to be a bit worried because Baron had to step off the match earlier.
That's the third time she's down, actually.
And when Baron had to step off again, they were down to 9 players. Because again, for the benefit of those who just tuned in, Hannah Pacheco was sent off in the 25th minute of this game. So we are still goalless in this one. Unfortunately, Camille Rodriguez got her penalty attempt denied. And this has gotta hurt for Digger again as the stretcher is being brought out for Jeza Baron. As the time continues to tick again. But it is that slow burn for Kaya in hopes of getting a breakthrough goal given the circumstances of this game. And for Manila Digger, it's one of those grinded out days where they have to just hold on and hopefully take this in penalties or possibly sneak in a goal, as you said. They have those players, of course, who are clever in their runs. As we take a look at one of the crucial moments of this match. It was in the bottom corner. I think the top corner would have made it more difficult. I would like to throw the question back to you, because you were asking me if there was any hesitation.
Okay, looking
What is
at
your-
the second time, it doesn't seem like there was any hesitation. But you've seen a better penalty kick taken by Cameron.
So Camrod, of course, did suit up for the Filipinas in the Asian Games. Another historic feat as the Philippines made it to the quarterfinals round. And I believe that was the very first time that the Philippines competed in that competition, if I'm correct, or I may be mistaken. But for sure, the quarterfinals or quarterfinal finish was a breakthrough on its own already.
Yes.
So Simpson gets this back into play. Haley Long sending it back to its origin.
Baron looks like she's limping.
It looks like we have a change though. Activity on the bench of Manila Digger. We've got Jean Cadil donning jersey number 77, who is over at the half line.
Another FAU standout.
And there you go. FEU again, one of the top footballing programs in this country. So again, a great number of former FEU players played for Kaya. But now, lumipat sila. Nasa Manila Digger yung mga FEU players. The national team players have Coach led from her time, of course, from the pre-COVID era, are with her now. And pretty much everyone signed up for Kaya FC. And of course, they're injecting a little youth from the Kaya FC program. Again, he said Soto's one of the players to look out for them. You also have the likes of Webb. And then they have a veteran on the bench in Nicole Ramores. And here's what went on. Kaya may pito po tayo. So this one will be in the midfield. This is not from striking distance, so we can expect a service. Manila Digger getting forward cautiously. They're keeping 3 more players back. The delivery. A delightful ball. But the Kaya backline managed to hold on there. Ina Palacios was on the same page as them. So Ina gets us back underway. Over to Haley Long. 113 national team appearances between the two. That's combined. And Haley Long already with the record holder. So Kaya will try to swing the ball around down the switch. Amita Rodriguez. The combinations there. Lemoran, the former USD standout. Couldn't get it to Castañeda, who's in a slightly advanced role. Ulieza. It's on the further end, Navaja. And she is victorious in that duel now. Will they cross? That's exactly what they do. But Simpson is up to it. Simpson again just towering above everybody else. And has great hand-eye coordination. Let's see how she will trigger this for them. Again, also with the influx of players from overseas, they also raise the level of the game. Simple as this. The national team or the Filipinas members who are here get to boost the sport with their experience, and the same can be said with the Ghanaians that Manila Digger have been able to bring in.
Right, so the more they play alongside the foreign players, here's Cameron, another one.
Camrod took a slip in the process of trying to get that shot on target. But you like it if you're Kaya, of course. Although it did take some time to carve out a chance, you'll take it.
I think they're gonna keep doing that, bringing the ball forward. But I also think a goal might be coming from a long range. That's what they were trying to do before the halftime break. And they had pretty good chances with two Hazel Lustan long-range attempts.
So let's see if they'll be able to get that in their favor. Given that Manila Digger have been parking, of course, their midfield and defense right there in the goalkeeper box. As you were saying earlier, right, getting to play against players who are number 1 from the national team, number 2 did get to play overseas, as we have Ghanaians again here playing for Manila Digger.
It makes you better. You want to be at par with these players.
To be the best, you got to play against the best.
That's right.
But Amnita got dispossessed. Well, here's Lemoran. Great discipline there. Kaya getting their numbers back, denying any hopes of getting the ball to the likes of Alora. This long ball. Muntik na didiscrash ang Manila Digger dun. Simpson saw it was well and out already as Caparida is down. So this could be the lingering questions from Manila Digger. They've been down to 10 players since the 25th minute. Everyone having to work double time. These players could possibly be exhausted right now.
For sure. I mean, just look at Caparida down now. And also, you know, these players are not fully professional players. Most of them have day jobs.
The PFF Women's League, an amateur competition, of course. That is why we do have the likes of De La Salle University, Far Eastern University, university sides, mixing it up with the likes of Kaya, Manila Digger. And again, it marks the first time that we have clubs squaring off in the finals. Because in the history of this tournament, we've had the likes of La Salle and FEU.
Yes.
Taking home the trophy.
Yes, it's always been the collegiate teams. So now it's good to see actually clubs vying for the championship. Because that means the collegiate players or the former collegiate players have a club to play for.
That's right. Because in the UAP, they have 5 years to play. Pero yung tanong doon dati, where will I play after UAAP? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, dito po tayo sa PFF Women's League. And those players who are winning it for La Salle and FEU are here.
Yeah.
They are playing for the two teams right now, right? So it's great that we have Manila Digger FC and Kaya FC-Iloilo recognizing Filipina or women's football talent. Because yes, it's an amateur competition, but you still get to say, dito ako after college. Pwede pa ako maglaro ng football.
Yes, and that's what's nice about Digger FC when the season... Okay.
Castañeda.
Was that a knee to the head?
Colliding with Simpson. And it is possible, yes. And Castañeda's shown a yellow. Of course, the keeper already was off her line and was there to collect the ball. But this is, I would have said this is the last thing, or this is one of the last things that you want already. You already lost a player. You do not want to lose your mainstay who plays goalkeeper. I believe that was a knee to the core of Simpson. So while Simpson is down, we do have a change. Coming in is Nicole Ramores and it is Zyrel Beluga who will call it today after 67 minutes for Coach Let. Very interesting actually that we've only seen a few substitutions. I think I would have expected a little more for Kaya, given that their offense has been just sorted out by the Manila Digger defense. As there's another look at Simpson. Well, of course, the goalkeeper, of course, being a specialized position, Simpson will be given time to just get herself treated out. We have her compatriots checking in on her. The likes of Kwarshi and Lamptey again hail from Ghana. So there's that FEU and Ghanaian influence for Digger, the team in sky blue. As we had a de facto water break right now, I think this has to be big for both teams. They've gotten that de facto timeout to make their adjustments, for Kaya to fine-tune the attack, for Manila Digger to keep their defense fresh. As this was one of those opportunities. I went begging for Kaya.
And Clar, we keep saying FEU. Just want to highlight also for the standouts for Kaya, like Lemoran, Kadag, and Lustan. They played for UST.
UST,
actually.
that's right. They do have that experience also playing in the UAP finals.
Uh-huh.
They were under, of course, a respected tactician in Coach Aging. That's Coach Aging Rubio, of course. And then while you're at it, yung mga kalaban nila ay sila are the likes of Rodriguez, Navaja, who played for different schools in the UAAP. There's also Castañeda, who they played against. One of them was also Kyra de Maandal. Let's see if she could be that spark plug for Kaya FC now that we mentioned.
Yeah, a lot of options for Coach Led.
De Maandal, a top striker from her time in the UAAP. When the likes of Ina Palacios graduated, she took over the captain duties and is a top striker again. Well, let's dissect this Manila Digger crew after this corner. The ball rattles around now, taken! But it is off target from Castañeda. From the looks of it, Castañeda got that and launched that forward. Oh, there's Hailey Long, who is winded. Must have been from a collision.
A rear side.
That's right. Traffic in the middle. I think in the turn, Long just appeared to strain herself. Well, Hailey Long, you see pictured, is back on her feet and will continue to anchor that Kaya defense.
What a player.
No better way to say it.
So a lot of people are saying, can you imagine if Hailey played overseas?
Right, yeah. And a lot of people were saying, oh, bakit wala si Hailey dun sa ibang bansa? Bakit nandito lang sa Pilipinas? But at the end of the day, what you said, that is very honorable from her to play here.
Yeah.
To raise the level of talent in this league. As the cross was denied by Caparida. It has been that team effort from Manila Digger. And I am sure the women's national team coaching staff are watching this game. Who knows if other players who haven't been called up could join the Filipinas. This is where we discover local talent, of course. A chance to showcase yourselves.
And speaking of chances, Clara, I like that Coach Mark actually held an ID camp here. And he was able to see a lot of our local players.
Of course, when we mention it, there was a great number of players, homegrown, who took part there. And of course, with Coach Mark, working for the same club as Jackie Savitsky. Savitsky was there to guide those players in understanding his style of play. As here's a chance. Bongol. But the flag was raised. May foul dito going against Manila Digger. So I don't think this is a throw-in. This will be a free kick from the back. So again, yung may Filipinas hangover sa Olympic qualifiers. Dito po tayo, you can catch the local-based players square off with one another, as a number of them play their football in the PFF Women's League. Manila Digger, one of those rare opportunities, but it was picked up by the Kaya defense. Momentum has been on their side in this game, we could say, but no goal to show yet. Haley Long assessing her options. Got us over to Camrod in the middle. Got to find Kadag.
Got space now.
Kadag running into traffic to Maya Bernal, keeping the spell for them. Ulieza played it to the other end now. Kaya getting in. And Simpson tried to get the angles covered just as a precaution, as we have a Kaya player down. Earlier you were saying or expecting that Shella Kadag would shoot from distance.
No, actually, Lustan.
Lustan, my bad. But we saw Kadag, I think, thought about it for a moment. But Manila Digger, of course, were able to regroup in halftime. They closed their angles out. And here's a look at that previous play. Ramores injecting life. Ramores ran into the brick wall of Kwarchi. Here's the ball, and this one is no good for Kaya. But another chance. But sadly for them, it is off target. What a delightful service. As that came off of Castañeda. Castañeda, throughout the course of her career, of course, has given us memorable goals, whether it be in the collegiate ranks or in the national team level. So play back underway. Those combinations to get their numbers forward. Navaja, the early cross. Karak tried to lay it off. Shot on target, but Simpson again there. More power, of course. Could have made that more lethal and challenged the keeper. And she has to be the biggest player in the pitch.
She is.
The Ghanaians, of course. A country where football is their religion. It's under dispute. Alora trying to get this over Julieza. So far, so good. And there was the tracking down of Ramores. Ramores often playing in the center for them, but was inserted in the right. Adding an extra midfielder in hopes of dictating the course of the game. Analo Amita didn't get to secure it though. Looks like they tried to take that from distance. It was Bongol. So again, this is Clara Manzano on call for this match. It is the finals of the PFF Women's League 2023. Brought to you by Coca-Cola Philippines. Manila Digger down to 10 players. And that has been the case since the 25th minute as they sadly lost veteran Hannah Pacheco. Kaya have been trying to mount attack after attack, but there is that Manila Digger defense that has just been frustrating them. It's been anchored by the likes of Maya Bernal. As here comes a change. Maria Tanhanco will come on. And stepping off is Christine Julieza. So Tanhanco is listed as a forward actually. We see Shella Kadag instructing her here to be up front in that 4-3-3 of Coach Let. So the question mark is, will that be the game changer? We'll find out. So 78 minutes done and dusted. Let's see how both teams will continue and carry on in this match. Shot taken though. It's no good. It is off the side netting from Kadag from the looks of it. But it's been a handful of attempts already from Kaya. I think that was tough. Your angle was eliminated by the Digger defense. What do you think? Lemoran. Rodriguez. Rodriguez up against Caparida. And it's off of the prior. Gotta talk about second wind there. Camrod still managing to launch some sprints.
She's relentless on that left side.
And that's what allowed them actually to seal that semi-final victory, come from behind versus DLSU. Camrod is actually the player of the match. And from the wing, she has actually given permission to cut into the middle and distribute options left and right. And that was enough for them, actually. Earlier today, we also did have the battle for third between DLSU and FEU. Do you mind recapping that for us?
Do I really need to? as a Lasalian, I'm heartbroken by it. Okay, here's a good opportunity. Saved by Simpson there.
It seemed like that was a game for FEU. Of course, it was their day.
It was a repeat of the UAAP final.
The goal scorers again that time were the likes of Altiche and Tolintin for FEU.
And Teves for LaSalle.
Teves with a whopping 19 goals. Along with Isabela Bandoja off Tuloy. Navaja. Kaya piling up pressure in the middle. Navaja pa rin, the cross. But it was sent back. I think she got the quick first step. But great effort. Nakabawi doon si Cruz. But Cruz in the process was floored. Intensity now up another level here. Physicality in this game, I think, has been there from the get-go. Kaya may na red card kanina.
Yes, but you don't see signs of frustration from the faces of these Kaya players, actually.
I think the only time was when we saw Navaja get whistled for that. Nahuli sa replay. But then again, we had to use the replay to identify that. Hindi naman talaga halata when it happened right in front of us. It's one of those plays. Great judgment from Simpson to deny Kadag. So it's less than 10 minutes. We can say teams are gearing up for what could be the final stretch should a team find the back of the net here. If not, we will proceed to extra time again, which will be two 15-minute halves with hopes of a team finding the back of the net. And sorry if I keep saying it, of course. We will head to penalties kung tabla pa rin tayo. And just to educate our fans, given that this is a final, Kaya and Manila Digger played to a goalless draw on August 21 in the elimination round at the PFF National Training Center in Carmona, Cavite. And I've had it in the back of my head the whole time. Who would step up the big stage of the Rizal Memorial Stadium? The brighter lights, the whopping grandstand. I think everyone has been able to stand up to that challenge. Walang kabado rito, which is nice.
Yeah. And you see the likes of Maya Bernal still smiling, no?
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing about the Digger players. They always seems to have fun and love what they're doing.
I believe Bernal also played for Kaya, so she was exchanging some pleasantries with players on the Kaya bench. All smiles, kahit down to 10 players. Actually, 9 right now.
Oh, yeah.
As Cruz is still on the sidelines. It looks like she will continue, though. And you love the sportsmanship. Someone from the Kaya bench was actually asking if she was fine to continue. And she gave a thumbs up to them. And perfect, we were there to see it as Ramores was floored. But no love lost in that play, right? No love lost there. Nobody wants to head home with a silver medal. Actually, we have to give a gold medal to everyone who came through the traffic already on your Saturday night.
You get one. You spent 3 hours on the
I spent
road.
3 hours in traffic. How many hours did you spend?
Less than an hour. I took the Skyway from Alabang.
Oh, not bad. Sorry, walang skyway sa side ko sa Metro Manila. So it's Ramores to take the set piece in hopes of changing it up again, as Manila Digger have had the number and gotten all Kaya attackers or starters covered in this game. Where will they get their offense? We'll find out here. Half cleared. Still not out of the danger area. They push it out to the side as there's Leheli Long joining the attack. Bongol. Bongol pa rin. It was given back though. The UST connection again. Lostan and Kadag. On the further end, Ramores thought about it. Simpson again with the denial. But it has to bother you again that there's a Manila Digger player down. And from what I'm seeing, it is Bongol. And here was that previous shot attempt.
There's a bit more power. That would have gone in.
The play was resumed. Kaya opting to carry on. Navaja over to Tanhanko. And it's only now, I believe, she's getting her touches in the game. Kaya eventually secure it. Castañeda denied the shot. Take Ramores.
Oh,
That's the opener.
Nice goal.
There you have it.
Lustan. You said it.
It wasn't a long shot, but you said it was gonna come from Lustan. Kaya FC on the scoreboard now. Chasing and chasing the game. And there you have it.
Oh no, it's not Lustan. Sorry.
If you get a better look, it was Ramores.
Ramores, yeah.
A super sub. It was off the follow-up. She got the space and used it to her advantage.
Coach Let can breathe a sigh of relief now.
I don't think so. Coach Let still with her arms crossed. Yung ramdam ko parang galit pa rin si Coach Let eh.
Hindi pa siya masaya.
Until they get the trophy. Will it be Coach Timo or Julio? Or Coach Let Dimzon smiling at the end of this evening? We will find out. Coach Timo, of course, of Manila Digger. But now this just allows Kaya to play in a much free manner. There's Nicole Ramores. Ramores also around during the 7-a-side days of Kaya when they started out this program. Same could be said for Haley Long too. Well, with that goal of Ramores, Kaya get one hand now on the trophy. With this game far from done. Ramores with her second goal of this PFF Women's League 2023. And it is, as of now, the most important one for them. So with Kaya have had 12 scorers already so far in this competition. Manila Digger not far behind with 10. Both teams have been able to display their firepower throughout the eliminations. As Camrod gave this to Tanhanko. Navaja. The fatigue there already letting her down. A few touches off. Do you think this goal will change the complexion of this match? Will it lead to Manila Digger just throwing everything forward? And will Kaya continue? What do you think?
I think Kaya will just build on that momentum. They have, what, less than 5 minutes to play?
That's right. For Manila Digger, you do have to raise the question marks. If they just play the defense the whole game, where will they get their scoring opportunities? Where will they get shots on target in hopes of beating Ina?
It could be from Kwarshi or Wiki.
So now it will be up to the likes of Lecera, who is in the middle. But was dispossessed. It will be up to the likes of Lecera to find Kwarshi and company up front. Another player up front is Karen Alora. So you could say, unfortunately for Manila Digger, it is a matter of time until Kaya found the back of the net. Given that Kaya had the advantage 11 versus 10, as Hannah Pacheco was sadly sent off this game for 2 yellow cards. Castañeda from distance. And it's denied by Simpson. And you see now, Kaya appear to be very loose in this game now. Wala na yung pressure, we could say. Wala na. Sometimes it's just that breakthrough goal that can get you chugging throughout the course of the match.
They tried all their players up front. Almost everyone had a shot on target, if you will.
That's right. While chances have been limited for Manila Digger, but one person, of course, who has kept them in this one was Aisha Simpson. Of course, we have to commend her for the way she has played in this game. Like, if you have a player of the match from their team, it has to be her.
For sure.
Of course, the scoreline would have been much, much different if she wasn't in this game. Palacios, one of her few touches in this second half. And Kaya now just slowing things down. They'll try to find a gap or create one in this opposing defense. Manila Digger again in their sky blue uniforms. Kaya Iloilo in their black. Here's a chance, keep her off her line, and she gets it. No one to get it though on the left wing for Manila, and sadly that has to be a story for them tonight in a nutshell. As the clock continues to tick, 7 minutes, that's a lot of time. Amita, Lemoran, Castañeda. This game has opened up for them now. You want to get the insurance goal, I believe, if you're Kaya.
Of course.
A 1-goal lead is never safe. If Manila Digger could possibly get a set piece, they could resort to throwing their numbers forward, including the keeper. There's Rodriguez and Tanhanko lining up. Manila Digger did get a few corner kicks, I think. Or very limited corners too in this game. Of course, in any hopes of finding the back of the net, that could have added an extra dimension to their attack.
Yeah, I think in the second half, they just plan to just hold on to that defensive line. Because like you mentioned many times earlier in the game, it's to their advantage. The numbers in her story are on their side if they can take this to penalties.
With penalties again. Kaya's last penalty shootout was in the Women's Cup, where they fell to the University of the Philippines. The University of the Philippines fell to FU, actually, in that tournament last year. Manila Digger again, this is their inaugural season. It's far from done.
Yeah, a lot to be proud of for these Digger girls.
And who says in their inaugural season you get to go all the way to the finals, right? And
Exactly.
play maximum number of matches.
Yes.
And again, the way they got here was off a 4-3 penalty victory over Far Eastern University. Kaya again picked up that 2-1 result over De La Salle University. In that De La Salle squad, there was Shai Del Campo of the women's national team who suited up for them. Lemoran, Castañeda, she was asking for it. To Navaja. Partners in the midfield in their collegiate days. Navaja tried to cut it through. They got it to Tanhanko. Tried to shift, but it was read well. Quarshi now triggering a counter. Alora. Nagmamadali, but she just runs into the brick wall of Haley Long. And they have that luxury again of time and space. Thanks to that goal, as the crowd approves of that calm finishing. Lemoran. And you just see how you see the contrasting body language of the two teams already, right?
Yes.
Tanhanko. But a fine tackle from Caparida. But Digger just continuing to play defense. They have to find their offense somewhere now. But before we continue, we have a change. And what do you think about Manila Digger? They're inserting Fornea, who is listed as a midfielder for them.
Well, at this point, like you said, they're just looking to get a counter.
So now will those fresh legs inject much needed life for them? Quarshi.
Just trying to bring the ball forward now.
They got to do it, and time is not on their side. Less than 2 minutes remaining in additional time already. Manila Digger need a goal if they want to keep their season alive. If not, Kaya FC-Iloilo will be adding a trophy to their cabinet. Should they do so, it will be their maiden trophy again in the PFF Women's League. It marks the first time in the history of this league that club teams are contesting for the trophy. As of late, of course, and throughout the records, it's been FEU and De La Salle taking home trophies. Castañeda. Play this one through. Kadag hit the brakes and couldn't get it past Simpson though. Simpson just disappointing the Kaya fans.
Sorry.
But if you were Digger, of course, you had to hold on to your seats. That would have ended the game for them already. As there's a loose shin guard. But the attacks carry on. Kaya searching for blood. They want that icing on the cake. This diagonal ball. Manila Digger desperate. Bongol. But this ball played to the box of Palacios, courtesy of Lecera. And Palacios taking time off the clock.
And that's it, Carl.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kaya FC-Iloilo win their inaugural trophy in the PFF Women's League 2023. And I am shocked. No smiles from Coach Let. No smiles yet. You can see Team General Manager Paul Tolentino already there, approving of their efforts. But what a game from Kaya. Unfortunately, there could only be one. They battled to a goalless draw in the elimination round. But Kaya again banking on their players with national team experience, veteran wits. Just took this game to Manila Digger again, who can hold their head high in this thriller. And what would you have to say about this game?
Well, we expected it's going to be pretty even. It was just a matter of time after all the peppering by Kaya to get that goal. Digger really just holding on to it and wanting to. I'm sure they wanted that to take it to extra time or to penalties to their advantage, as you very well justified at the beginning of the game.
Yeah. And we can say it was unfortunate for Manila Digger that they lost their veteran defender in Hannah Pacheco, who received 2 yellow cards in a span of 25 minutes, which warranted a red. Because for them, they can continue to ask, how would this game turn out if they did not lose Pacheco?
Exactly. Exactly. But again, that shows, they're new to the league. Compared to the experience of the Kaya FC players, they're
Yes.
they have matured into the game, if you will.
So at the end is the experience and maturity that proved to be the difference maker. And that goal from Nicole Ramores, who came off the bench, mind you, was what proved to be enough. Ramores scoring just her second goal in that stacked Kaya attack, but the most important
Super
one
sub.
for them. And what a season that we've had here as we are preparing for the awarding ceremonies. And it smiles from Palacios and Haley Long already there as they are thanking their fans who have come in support, and they've braved this Saturday traffic. A perfect way to spend your weekend. All smiles now. You can't ask for anything more again. We said, these are moments where legends are made. Simple as this. You dream of these moments as a kid, as a little girl. And these are moments you live for. And they have a trophy now to add to their cabinet. And again, this has had to be the biggest PFF Women's League edition, right? With what's been going on with the national team. It's great to see success trickling here to the local level.
Yes, it is. And I mean, look, we have a sponsor. Thank you, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola Philippines, of course, supporting Philippine women's football. And it will definitely be no surprise if we see players from the PFF Women's League getting called up to whether it be the Filipinas or even the U17, U19 national teams. This is the platform for them to prove themselves to the coaching staff and say, hey, I have what it takes to play in the top level and play against our neighbors in the different countries around the world.
Right, and for that to be possible, they need to be playing very often. We need this league, we need the cups, we need the other competitions, and to make sure they get enough playing time. And of course, to also play alongside really good players like Haley, Ina, Camrod, and you'll never know. Maybe we'll attract other players from Southeast Asian countries.
That's right, who knows? Because with Manila Digger already, they've been able to attract talents from Ghana again. Bannered by the likes of Lamptey, Kwarchi, and Simpson, who sure did test the players of Kaya Iloilo. This trophy was not given to them in a silver platter. Digger showed great character. They were down to 10 players again, but that didn't seem the case in the first half.
Right.
They just frustrated them. The likes of Maya Bernal again worked double time to make sure that they stayed in this game, as there was the opportunity of Sara Castañeda. And how big is it, Venice, that the final was played here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, the very venue, of course, of Philippine football, where the Filipinas also got to play before the adoring fans when they picked up the AFF Women's Championship last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, Clara. It's the Rizal Memorial Stadium. I'm sure every football player in this country, wants to be able to play at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. And also, this makes it more accessible for people to watch. As well, our viewers can see, but there's a lot of people here in the grandstand.
We've got hundreds of fans here. It's got to be about 700 people by my estimate, right?
Yes.
And that's a fantastic crowd, if you ask me. It's great. And we've seen members from the community, of course. We've gotten to see a lot of people. And okay, may reunion tayo, yung grupo here. Because the last time everyone got to meet up was in the World Cup viewing parties that took place, of course, in the different malls around Metro Manila. As we have the highlights here to keep you company as we will head on to the awarding ceremonies in a bit. But we'd like to thank you again for tuning in to this thriller. It is Kaya FC Iloilo 1 behind the goal of Nicole Ramores off the bench. And she's got to be that heroine for us for
Yeah.
this evening. And this was Clara Manzano on call for this match alongside Venice Furio. And we will see you in the awarding ceremonies, everybody. So do stay tuned. And here are the highlights again. Aralin niyo yan, mga bata.
Enjoy.
That's what you gotta do, of course, if you wanna make your way up the ranks and play on this stage. Practice, of course, at ito ang mga idol nyo. Currently on to the awarding ceremonies of the PFF Women's League 2023, wherein Kaya FC Iloilo will get their crown after a grueling 90-minute match that saw them grind it out versus Manila Digger FC. And you gotta love it, of course, the star-studded lineup of distinguished guests as introduced by our announcer Dave Yumol. Support for women's football. We're seeing it right here. As we are now awarding the referees, Venice, how great is it to see these stakeholders, of course. And of course, there's Coca-Cola here to support the women's game in the Philippines.
Like I said, Claro, it's huge, no? And to have the major players in Philippine football, we have President Nonong Araneta. Ninang Jeff Cheng is also here.
Yes.
So, it's a big deal.
Mr. Jefferson Cheng, of course, team manager of the Filipinas, the women's national team. Alongside him also is PFF Secretary General Coco Torre, one of the most passionate people I've seen, of course, who's been able to make this possible for us and to grow the sport. Joining him also are the likes of Ms. Laria Soreto, Mr. Tony Del Rosario from Coke, and of course Mr. Diggy Backman of the Philippine Sports Commission. As we acknowledged our referees, of course, who made this possible. And it's great to see female members in the referees in the officiating crew of this game also. The women's game not just growing when you refer to the 22 players, but nandun din yung mga referee. That's
Oh, yeah.
right. Far Eastern University, your bronze medalists, and I think this is a great sign for them heading into their mother tournament, the UAAP, the University Athletic Association of the Philippines. They are the top performing university or school side here, and the future is bright, we can say, because they're student athletes. They're not yet dedicated with playing for clubs yet, and they're still pursuing their studies, and I think they can hold their heads high, and what more, knowing that you have clubs that you can play for with the likes of Kaya FC and Manila Digger when they carry on their respective careers, don't you think?
Yeah, that's right, Clara. And also, like you've said, no, a lot of these players have many years ahead of them. Virginia Basura, for one, is just on her first year, going into second year. So
Yes.
you're right. Future is bright.
It smiles for FEU as they ended their tournament on a good note, picking up the bronze medal, bouncing back in style after that heartbreaker, falling 4-3 to Manila Digger in the penalty shootout. As we will head on to recognize, of course, the different awardees of the PFF Women's League. Manila Digger FC, we could say that they could have asked for a better finish in their inaugural season, but I think there are so many positives, right, when we highlight this campaign for them, right? How did you see it for them? Inaugural season, nasa finals na, grabe, no?
Yeah, grabe. And also, who would have thought they'll make it to the final, right? In their inaugural season.
And with the way they performed, it's definitely no surprise, but of course, nung nakita natin yung mga participating teams, some people may tend to overlook them and say, oh, this is just a new team.
Yeah.
Bago lang sila. But here they are. We can say they proved the doubters wrong. Manila Digger finished as the number 3 team in the eliminations with 7 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And they were able to show that they could keep up with Kaya and the likes of FEU because they had identical records. It was on goal difference that Manila Digger finished 3rd, but wow, we can't wait to see them in the next PFF Women's League.
Before we recognize the individual awardees, the Philippine Football Federation awards the Fair Play Award to the team that has exhibited utmost sportsmanship during the course of the PFF Women's League 2023, sponsored by Coca-Cola Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, we go on to the stage to award the Fair Play Award to Novax FC.
Nomads FC getting the Fair Play Award. That is a result from having the least number of yellow cards and red cards over the course of this tournament. And it's great to see Nomads alive and kicking because we saw, of course, there was doubt over the future of their club. But here they are. They got to weather the pandemic. They got to weather, of course, some changes, we can say, in management where they had to relocate. And it's fantastic, right?
It'll be a shame to lose the club now. I mean, they've been existing for quite a while.
A very long time already. Early last century. So it's always fitting to have Nomads with us competing in the PFF competitions, especially the Women's League. where we see so many players who developed under their program, and they end up playing actually for other women's league sides
Yes.
too as they get older, and different collegiate sides. So it's fantastic, and fair play to Nomads again.
amassing a total of 19 goals this season. Ladies and gentlemen, may we call on from De La Salle University, number 12, Angelica Torres. And from today, FC-Iloilo, Isabella Marie Bandama.
These are two standouts we could not separate. We did mention earlier the goal of Laika Teves allowed her to tie Bandoja
Bandoja.
in the Golden Boot or top scorer race, and I think we can put it this way, Venice. Di pa sila na-call up sa national team. But it's a
Right.
matter of time, right? Don't you
Yes.
think? Of course, you have the likes of Mr. Jefferson Cheng recognizing them too, as he is here as a distinguished guest.
In their victorious campaign, she has ensured that her team finished the competition with the fewest conceded goals in the season. Ladies and gentlemen, may we call on from Manila Tiger FC, player number 28, Aisha Simpson.
It's smiles from Manila Digger FC. We see them now. They can take away a consolation, and I think Simpson really deserves this award. And what do you take of her performance overall from the entire season?
She's a beast. That's all I can say.
Because back in the day, it's been Ina Palacios running away with
Yeah.
goalkeeper awards. So it's a change of pace to see Aisha Simpson. And again, we are mentioning she's raising the game of Philippine football, raising the game of our strikers by making them work doubly hard. So congratulations again to Aisha Simpson and Manila Digger FC. And the props to them for raising the level of this game in the Philippines.
Serving as the backbone of the team. Ladies and gentlemen, may we call on from Far Eastern University, number 20, Joanna Ambino.
And we've seen so many awardees, right? And when all of these girls just started playing football or were growing up, do you think they ever thought about getting these awards and getting these acknowledgments? Who would have thought, right, that they'd have these crowning moments?
I don't think so.
That's why it means a ton to them, of course, as we'll move on to the Best Midfielder Award.
Here we go.
It's definitely well deserved for Lemoran. She was that player who kept them chugging throughout the entire game, and I think it is fitting that we pointed out Lemoran again is a speedy player, but after departing from UST, she continued to play the game that she loves, and what more, she's had it that extra vision now, right?
A vital cog in Coach Let's midfield.
Definitely with those veteran whips. And it's also been a time, mind you, that Lemoran has suited up for the national
Yes.
team. So let's see, of course, as it's all smiles for Bebe Lemoran and Kaya.
Federation awards the most valuable player award to the player throughout the course of the season. Their leadership on and off the pitch continue to serve as an inspiration to all football players and fans. Ladies and gentlemen, may we call on from Kaya FC-Iloilo, number 6, Sheila.
And
Not surprised.
it's the USD duo for Coach Let for taking home the individual awards. Kadag, what a force she was throughout this competition. Instrumental, because without her and the rest of the team, they wouldn't have staged that comeback in the semis. Because thanks to that, they're here in the finals now. Taking home the most valuable player award, or the golden ball.
A really good striker, but also very selfless.
Of course, and you saw how she impacted the game in distributing. As here we are, ladies and gentlemen, your individual awardees for the PFF Women's League 2023. And while we are at it, Venice, yung mga may hangover, may solution tayo dyan for
Oh yeah.
PFF Women's League 2023 action. It does not end tonight in the finals, so could you please tell us what's next?
Yeah, so, Claro, we'd like to invite everyone for the PFF Women's League All-Star game tomorrow at Ayala Vermosa Sports Hub Football Field at 5:15 p.m. kickoff. Admission is free, so if you can, make the drive south.
And bring your friends, of course. That will be on a Sunday, so mas konti yung traffic pag Sunday. As for the students, do make sure to bring your IDs so that you get your free entrance.
Oh, yeah.
For those, of course, who have graduated from school, it is only 50 pesos. So you get to see a fantastic product. We are going to see some players from the same team square off against each other. Because I believe, from when I looked at the lineup, they actually distributed the players.
Yes, they did. So it's an interesting mix.
You'll have Kaya players squaring off with one another. Manila Digger players. FEU. What more, LaSalle?
Yeah.
With the UAAP squads. Because you only see them play against each other when they graduate and play for clubs. But they'll get to see that tomorrow again.
Yes, and this is the first time, well, not really the first time. The last time was 2012, 2013 when we had an all-star game. The Pinay Football League
Yes.
All-Stars versus then Malditas.
So again, that is the PFF Women's League All-Star game. That is at the Vermosa Sports Hub. Kickoff is at 5:15 p.m.
And thank you for informing them about the admission.
Of course. And sulit na yan yung 50 pesos nyo. So, again, for the students, be sure to bring your school IDs and bring a friend while you're at it. Introduce them to the beautiful game. You will get to see members of the Filipinas also there who are part of your PFF Women's League clubs, as we are nearing that crowning moment as we will officially crown Kaya as the queens of Philippine football. Only one loss to show, and that's what champions are made of course. And with this league wrapping up, Venice, how do you see the continuous growth of the women's game here in the Philippines?
Well, we need something more, that will be consistent. So we need the league to continue next year. If not the league, the cup. And at the same time, if it's not in season, we have other competitions as well. 7-a-side, 11-a-side, as long as it keeps the players playing, they have somewhere to play. That's the important thing. So they could develop. And again, to play alongside really good and experienced players so they can improve as well.
And of course, for those who want to continue and get into the game, you can contact your local clubs because the members of the PFF Women's League actually are also grassroots teams who
Yes.
educate in the different levels. For the schools, of course, they do have their programs for kids, starting off with, I think, even preschool, when you ask me. And then nandun yung mga clubs, of course.
Yes.
So it's great. Nowhere to go but up for Philippine football as we continue to hone Pinay talent as it's time to crown Kaya FC-Iloilo as the champions. And it's all smiles for Kaya FC Iloilo as they clinch the PFF Women's League 2023 title with that goal behind Nicole Ramores, her second goal only of the season, but sure the most important one. And it's difficult to explain the thoughts, right? Going through the players' minds when you're a champion, right? I think you have to work hard for it truly to be able to get that feeling. And I think that's something that people can look forward to. Young girls who play the sport, they see that this is what can happen with hard work, and these are the role models right here. Champions themselves. It's all smiles, confetti, champagne, and smoke around for Kaya FC. And that's gotta be the cherry on top, of course. Showing you
I have
that
goosebumps.
dreams do come true. And fair play to Manila Digger, of course, for applauding Kaya FC. And this has to be the most fitting way to end the 2023 calendar for Filipino football, don't you think, Venice?
Is it?
Hey, may All-Star game pa tayo! There you go, ladies and gentlemen! Di pa tayo tapos. Not the case here because we have the All-Star game. But props to Kaya again. Bucking up that slow start. They had that missed penalty that could have gone begging, but they kept their pieces together behind their veterans, of course, with experience. Through the experience also of Coach Let Dimzon, guiding them here again. And definitely nowhere to go but up for Philippine women's football as a whole.
It's so beautiful to see.
And as we'll wrap this up, of course, how great is it for you to see the numbers in attendance, the support for Philippine football? It's here. You get to see it firsthand.
Right. To be honest, I didn't expect this many people.
Just showing you, of course, through the continuous efforts, harnessing that growth from the national team, and it's reaching out through club level, and with the clubs, of course, they get to reach out to the different corners of the Philippines, and this is where we're going to find the future
True.
of the women's national team pool, and showing people that there is football after school. Hindi lang hanggang UAAP or whatever school you play for. Nandito rin yung PFF Women's League for you to continue to play the game that you love and show girls that there is the pathway for them. So that does it for this coverage, ladies and gentlemen, of the PFF Women's League 2023, sponsored by Coca-Cola, in what saw FC-Iloilo take the crown over Manila Digger FC behind the goal of Nicole Ramores in the second half, who came off as a super sub. And in behalf of my partner Venice Furio, this was Claro Manzano on call, and we hope to catch you at the All-Star game again at the Vermosa Sports Hub. And would you like to invite people to the event itself, of course?
Yes, please come on over. It's not just a sort of a replay of what happened tonight, but you'll get to see all-star players from the league, players from Nomads, Tuloy FC. So please help grow her game, like what PWFA would say, and let's support the girls.
So kickoff is at 5:15 p.m. and students, bring your IDs, and it is 50 pesos for adults. Again, that's at the Vermosa Sports Hub, where you get to see your idols face off once more and get a chance to meet them in person. Dun po ulit sa Vermosa Sports Hub at 5:15 p.m. And in behalf of the hard-working crew, again, team staff, media staff, and all the organizers of the PFF Women's League 2023 and the Philippine Football Federation, we're signing off from this competition, and we will catch you soon. Goodbye for now, good evening at magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.